What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hugh and this is Hugh is You, and today we are going to be talking about the turning point in my life that really changed the course of things for me. But before we get into that, I just wanted to thank everybody that has been watching my videos, liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all the support, and it's only up from here. I have already posted a couple of videos, and in those past videos I was talking about my why, and excuse me, in those past videos I was talking about my why and pretty much just a snippet of my rock bottom story and why I'm here and the purpose of this channel and everything like that. And so today I'm going to be getting into the turning point, like I said, the things that just allowed me to start moving forward in the direction of becoming the person that I wanted to be instead of continuously reliving the cycles of the past. And so a lot of things happened, but in 2020 is when things really took a turn for me. I literally feel like I lost everything. I don't feel like I lost pretty much everything that I held dear to me, and that was like my foundation and my reason to keep going. And I ended up moving in with a friend, and when I was living with my friend, I ended up like really starting to think more about learning to love myself, because at the time the people that I no longer had access to were my nieces, and they were born when I was in middle school and a freshman in high school, and so I like really revolved my life around them. And so during the time frame in 2020 when I was not able to be in their life, it really felt like I lost my own children. Excuse me, really felt like I lost my own children, and it was sending me into a spiral. And so I knew that in order to be able to function, because I was gonna go to court and do what I needed to do to try to be able to see them and stuff, but until that court date, like, I knew that I needed to do something to ground myself, and so I could be okay, so I wouldn't lose my mind and try to self-delete. And so I started trying to love myself. I had already been previously learning about myself a little bit through like finding out that I was codependent. I was going to some codependency CODA meetings, and I found a sponsor, and so she was helping me, give me some journals, some books and stuff like that. And reading that stuff like really just like kind of sort of changing just how I viewed life, how I viewed myself. Like, it just was like the starting point. And then I started learning about self-love. I'm pretty sure I saw on TikTok somebody reading a book, and they were just like reading a passage from a book, and I was like, oh my god, that book is so beautiful. And like what they were saying in the book like resonated a lot with where I was trying to go. And so I ended up buying that book, and it completely started my entire self-love journey, and I'll probably say initiated my spiritual awakening as well. Well, didn't initiate it, but just like initiated the steps into me being able to grow through this spiritual journey. This like allowed me to have the foundation and the right steps to take to start it off. So and starting it all off is learning to love yourself. That is the foundation of everything. I did not intend to have a spiritual journey or a spiritual awakening. I was just trying to learn how to function better as a human for the sake of myself, my nieces, and the other people in my life that I really loved. And so the spiritual awakening and the spiritual journey just was a byproduct of it. But learning to love myself was the first initial part, and it was the most important journey that I have ever started embarking on, and I will never stop being on this journey. I truly 100 believe that learning to love yourself is the very most important thing in this world. And if you do not love yourself, then you are not going to go nearly as far as you think that you will. You will not go nearly as far as you could. You will not reach your full potential. And of course, there are the anomalies. There are some people who, have terrible have a terrible relationship with themselves, but they're still thriving. And a lot of the times that's because of like nepotism, or because the right person, or whatever. everybody has different situations that have impacted where they are in life. However, the vast majority of people, regardless of, the few people that still do succeed even though they don't love themselves, the vast majority of people do not succeed very far. They cap at something, whether that's a 9-to-5 job or being a mom or, being a teacher, like whatever the case is. Like, most people don't really see the full spectrum of who they can be because they've just accepted, okay, well, I'm gonna just take this limited path and, at least I have money, at least I have a roof over my head, at least this. But at the end of the day, like, I'm still self-sabotaging, I'm still self-abandoning, I'm still choosing all these other people over myself, other people's happiness over myself, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's where most people are in. Most people are in a state where they are not the priority, where they do not, put the things that make them happy and bring them peace above, the people that they are trying to keep in their life, or the experiences that they are trying to have, or the job they're trying to keep, or whatever it is, the attachments that we have. Most people are too, I need to drink some water, man. I'm gonna do that. Most people are too worried about their attachments and what's going to happen if they end up making a change, especially a change like loving yourself, because that is really complex. It's not just a simple, oh, I love you. It gets bones deep. So it's really like a lifelong process, a lifelong journey. It's something that you have to commit to. And, it's honestly just, in my opinion, the best journey that anybody could commit to, because you are the only relationship you're guaranteed to have for the rest of your life. You are the only person you're stuck with until the end of your days. Most people, you're the only person you took a breath with, and you're the last person you're going to take a breath with. Like, it's you. It's all you. And this world has taught us that we need to focus on the external things instead of us, when we are the only permanent thing, when we are the sum of our lives. It is us, everything else is an addition. Everything else is added on or can be taken away. When you have a strong foundational relationship with yourself, that is something that nothing and nobody can touch. And I'm speaking from experience, because I was someone who did not love a single thing about myself. And now the list can go on and on. Now I actually can truly see myself for who I am. And so that's all that I really want to teach and show other people, other women, other Black women, other people of color, that this story that we've been taught, the lies that we've been fed, they do not have to continue to be our story, our journey, our reality. We can decide for ourselves who we want to be. And all we have to do in order to become that person is take a step in that direction every day, regardless of the naysayers, regardless of the people who are mad because they no longer get to exist in your lack of boundaries and your whatever. It's not about them. It's about you. And if you have never made it about you in your life, I beg you, it is time. I ended up losing everything. I hit rock bottom because I kept trying to control and hold on to things that did not serve me, that were not for me anymore. I outgrew these things, and because I was not willing to let them go, the universe was like, all right, I tried to give you a warning, but you didn't want to listen. So here you go. Boom, boom, boom. Just blew up my whole life. And I'm eternally grateful. I'm eternally grateful because I probably would not be alive right now if that wasn't the case. So I'm gonna wrap this video up, but I just want everybody to know that you are so important. You are so, so, so valuable. You are worthy. You are important. There is nothing and no one more important than you. You are your own universe. You are your own world. You are your own everything. Everything else outside of you is temporary, is fleeting. It could be gone in an instant. But you will still be there left standing. So if you want to keep betting on other people to bring you some stability, to bring you some peace, comfort, etc., that's your choice. But me over here had to learn the hard way. But the lesson was learned. And now I'm living proof that despite all that you have gone through, you can still overcome. And the choice to overcome is a self-choice. It is not up for discussion with anybody but you, your higher self, or the higher power that you believe in. And even if you don't believe in a higher power, the choice is still for you. The choice is between you and you. So that being said, I love y'all. And as long as you got you, you will make it through. All love, you guys, until we meet again.